I am here with Aly Evirs, who is the owner of Boheme Salon here in Reading, and I'm so glad to talk a little bit about small businesses. Thank you for doing this, Aly.
Absolutely. Very happy to be here.
Awesome. So we'll just dive right in. These are hard times for businesses deemed, non-essential, which salons are one of those. So could you talk a little bit about your business and how long you've been in business and how many people you employ, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I've been in business for almost 11 years. We opened in 2009. And currently I employ 20 people, myself included in that. So 19 employees and myself.
One of my questions for you is how the pandemic showed itself in the early days, and what kinds of changes did you notice, maybe even before the governor's executive order, if any?
Yeah, we started to notice changes probably a week or two. I would say actually a good 2 weeks before the order was made. The order was made on the 19th of March, and we closed the very next day. We finished up a few things on the 20th, a few people that were desperate to get in, and just cleaned and closed. Like, our demographic is really not super young people. It's mid 20s to 65, 70, would be our main demographic. So we did start losing appointments for people that were already not wanting to come out, already really worried about what was going on. And we changed our cleaning habits tremendously in those 2 weeks. We've always followed the guidelines for sanitation put forth by the state of California and the Barbering and Cosmetology, but we were cleaning every half an hour, sanitizing, disinfecting. I've got tons of cleaning supplies for when we reopen.
Right.
So yeah, it changed a lot in those few weeks.
Wow, that's probably an indicator of how the reopening will look for salons for your business, right? I mean, people feeling a little less comfortable, maybe.
Absolutely. I think so. We've noticed so far, and thankfully to our guests and my staff, like, everyone has been incredibly understanding, and really weathered this with us. People call and check on us. We've gotten great emails, great texts, all of that. But I think the reopening will be a huge focus again on sanitation and safety. Just yesterday, I purchased 50 cloth masks, for my team alone. And then I already have purchased 200 disposable masks to be giving out to our guests once we reopen. Sanitation is going to be a huge factor for us for sure. And as best as we can, still distancing. We are 6 chairs. We are small, so we are close together. But I think trying as best as we can to separate, watch how many people we have through our door. And I also feel like it's still going to be a slow back for those who are immune compromised, for those who are, in an older demographic and worried. So I'm not sure what to expect yet. We just know we will be cleaning like crazy.
It's so great that you have that supply.
Yep. I'm kind of a prepper by nature, so I am feeling the need to get it all in order to quell my anxiety around reopening.
I am impressed that you already have masks for both you and for
Yep.
clients. So
Yep,
that's
definitely.
well, I was wondering if you were getting pressure from anyone to reopen. It sounds like everyone's been just really supportive of staying closed as long as the governor's order is in place.
Not everyone. We have definitely gotten some pressure. I think as the weeks have gone on, and although we are considered non-essential, and out of that, probably some of, toward the government feeling we are the most non-essential, that is definitely not the feeling from women and men out there. So, yeah, we've gotten a few interesting phone calls, voicemails, and I just have taken them as people are needing a safe place to vent. We've been doing product pickups. We've been doing curbside pickup. I've been doing deliveries of products if people are out. And Aveda, the company that we carry here, is going to be having a strategy for some a home hair color service is coming up soon. I
Oh.
don't know if we are going to need to offer that, but they're kind of coming up with a plan, for salons if this continues.
As we shelter in place longer and longer, we're maybe not totally looking like ourselves anymore. I
For
think
sure.
my hair is as long as it was in high school at this point. So I'm wondering, I've seen a few sort of online do-it-yourself things. Have you had
Yeah.
any of those requests for tutorials?
We have not necessarily, which is good. We we have had a few requests for people to be doing home services, which we are not about.
Mm,
In general, respecting what has been put forth and making sure that we are setting a good example for our industry, not putting people's lives at jeopardy.
mm, mhm.
But I have been asked a couple times from media outlets to do some at home kind of tutorials, and I'm not comfortable with it. I am not a hairdresser. I'm an esthetician by trade, so for me to give hair tips is scary. So I have not done those. I have unfortunately taken a scissor to my own bangs at times and have colored my roots with some interesting eyeshadow products and different things like that. But I am not a person to recommend putting things from your refrigerator on your face or things like that. And those are the kind of things I've been requested to talk about. So definitely not really into that.
It's good to have boundaries.
Yes, I have learned that through this process. I'm like, thanks for asking, but my boundaries are hard boundaries around that.
That's great. Well, it sounds like everybody will be very happy when Boheme is able to reopen.
I sure hope so. We will be very happy when Boheme is able to reopen, and just getting through this and, yeah, getting everyone back to work and seeing everyone's lovely faces again. So,
Yeah, yeah. And
yeah.
to that end, have you been getting the help that you need to remain solvent during the time you're closed and to be able to reopen again in a strong way? Have you gotten that help from state or federal or local government?
I've applied for pretty much everything out there you can imagine. I have applied for the PPP loan, and I actually was a business who was able to receive the PPP loan. That has brought about its own set of anxieties about properly using the PPP loan once we are able to open. There's still a lot of confusion around it, especially for non-essential businesses that are closed.
Mhm.
The rules really, I feel like, are set forth more for essential businesses to help them remain open. So we are setting it aside. It is not being used until I know for sure when we are reopening and what that looks like.
Sure.
I also did apply through SBA for other loans, haven't necessarily heard about those yet. We did receive the grant advancement for the EIDL, I think it's called. So that's great. I've been able to pay some vendors with that and kind of stay afloat for the time being. But it's it's a game. It's definitely still a lot of bills, a lot of your usuals, your that need to be paid,
Yeah.
and I really hope that the guidelines for the PPP loan do get addressed and changed so that we will have the ability to use it correctly when we open and also be able to get full forgiveness.
Mhm.
So it takes time. Like, hearing from those things took time and a lot of patience. And that, I'm extremely thankful. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm glad to hear that you do have some help moving forward. I know a lot of us who are seeing some of that mortgage loan forgiveness or even student debt, well, not forgiveness, but forbearance, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
well, what's it going to look like at the end? Is it going to be one big lump sum, which nobody's going to be able to pay,
Right.
right? It's
That's kind of my worst fear is, that is the hardest part. Yeah, it's great to have those in the moment put on hold. But if the expectation is once you open, especially as a business, it's all due,
Yeah.
or even in personal life, that's going to be as hard. The thing to think about with this is we don't have income coming in,
Mm.
so to just assume once we open, things will be back to normal is really difficult. So I've been working with my vendors, trying to see what that looks like, trying to get longer terms, maybe breaking up some of what was still owed into a longer pay period. Same thing with my rent here, and so it's a lot of unknown still. But yeah, I think that that's going to be a huge challenge once people do get opened, is to see what that looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially under pressure of increasing the social distancing and the fear that people will continue to have for probably quite a while.
Yeah.
Um,
We have about 19 pages of callbacks to be doing of people who want appointments.
Wow.
So that's good. But at the same token, I do agree. We will still be facing a lot of cancellations. We will still be facing people who, even though they can come back, might not want to. So I'm not 100% sure what our reopening numbers will look like and how busy we will be. I'm guessing very busy, but you just don't know at this point in time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, gosh, Aly, I just wish you all the best. I am a client of Boheme Salon. I just very much enjoy the atmosphere that you have built there. So
Well, thank you, thank you. We love it too. I really do. It's a huge passion. It is, besides my family, my kids, my husband, it's my world. And so this has definitely been biggest time I've been away in 11 years. And, just taking everything day by day, hoping for the best when we open and trying to put some plans in place for when we do open. Happy you reached out, and this has been fantastic to not only see you and just be able to share, a little bit of my experience through this.
yeah, well, thank you so much, Aly. I very much appreciate what you do in your business life, but also the way that you've given back to the community over and over again. So
Well,
thank you.
thank, thank you so much.